we today? What an insincere question, eh? Whenever you ask a client, how are you today? Do you really mean it? How are you today?
No, not with all of them.
Start eliminating that from your leads. If I'm ever calling a lead, it goes like this. Hi John, it's James. Listen, I know you're busy, I'm getting straight to the point. You recently inquired about investing in Dubai real estate. Is that correct? Yeah, so I can help you today. May I ask you a few questions? This is the way you should be leading in. All right, be strong, be affirmative. Drop the, hi Mr. John, it's James Portman. How are you today? No, 99.9% of brokers are saying that, correct? Drop it out. Just get straight into it. It will feel uncomfortable actually not saying hello to people, all right? But when you say to guys, look, listen, I know you're busy, I'm getting straight to the point. He's got respect for you, right? They've got respect for you because you're getting down to business. Okay. And that's not exactly what the training's about, but I'm giving you a bit of flavour. All right, so we're gathering small groups of people, 5 to 10 people, to give you very short and sharp, intense training. So what time did we start? What's the time?
10:15.
We didn't say. What time did I start speaking? What's the time now exactly?
10:15.
10:15. So by 10:45, we'll be done. This is short and sharp, boom, you get on with your day. Because I've also realised that you only retain 10% of what I'm saying. So we are putting all of these videos, as you know, onto an online academy so you can review them in your own time. All right? So, you 5 or 10, you've been selected, and actually, you're the first to see what I'm about to show you. All right? Which is very powerful. It's an advanced level of closing, and slowly but surely, the whole company will be coming in on this. But it's a small group, so I don't have to shout to you and blah-de-blah-de-blah. Okay, so the success squad is a little bit different to what most real estate companies do. How do most real estate companies train you? Yes, sir. How do they train you?
Basically, they train on the presentation skills.
Presentation skill.
Then product training, product knowledge.
Okay.
Give you an orientation as to how the real estate industry works.
Let me tell you what 99.9% of them do. Everyone tells you what to do. No one tells you how to do. Like I just shown you how to do, right? People say what you got to do is hit your target, correct? What you got to do is make the calls. Okay, but no one actually said how you make the calls, how you speak to the client. And Usain Bolt, the difference between success and failure is like hundreds of a percent, right? So whatever you're feeling right now, I've been there too as a broker, by the way. I don't know what your sales results are. I have no idea at all. I'm not looking at the sales figures. I'm from growth and development. So I have no idea what you sell. So I'm not pointing fingers or whatever. But I know when I was a broker, heck, I didn't sell for 3 months. Big top guy coming in from London, didn't sell shit. Why was that? Because Dubai is the most dynamic real estate market in the world. I was used to doing viewings in UK, come and have a look at the property. Oh, you like it? Okay. Would you like it? Will you have it? No, off-plan's totally different, right? The projects, when they're launched, they're sold the next day. Yeah. But I'm a big believer in what makes you do what you do, right? So my story is I only ever wanted to be a professional footballer, right? That was it. Sales. I didn't want to know about sales. I wanted to play football. I wanted the big money. Every day I get in from school and play the football, right? Okay, unfortunately for me, and I don't really want you to feel sorry for me, okay, just you can have empathy and understand me. My dad was an alcoholic. Once a week, maybe maximum once a month, I would get a slap. I love my dad still, but he would give me a slap. So I'm feeling pain, most of my adult child life. Then when I got big enough that he couldn't do it, that was fair enough. My mum never used to do anything. I was in pain. And I remember walking to school like this with my head down like that, back full of bruises. And then one day, these 3 or 4 guys, they were giving me bullying as well. And then something in me snapped and I went, bam, 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 I done him. And I said, do you want some more? And then I learned, sometimes you've got to fight back in life, right? How do you defeat evil? Not saying you're getting evil at work. You've got to fight fire with fire. And you're at war right now, whether you believe it or not. And who are you at war with? All the other brokers. Yeah, you're at war with them. Who gets the unit first? XYZ. Okay. So that's a bit about my pain. So I'm a big believer that maybe to get the most success, you need to be in pain. You need to hit rock bottom before you can get up. Right? Now, again, when I came here, I didn't sell for 3 months. My wife's crying. The first time we went to the airport, she said, I forgot my passport. Funny that, isn't it? She forgot her passport. She didn't forget her passport. She didn't want to come here. I had to go back home. Yeah, she was crying, brother. She was crying. But I said, I'm going. I already sold the house. I said, it's gone. She went on holiday and I sold the house without her knowing. Yeah, you've got to take risks. Because I was 49. And I made $1 million, lost $1 million twice. There was no way back for me. I burnt my bridges, sold the place. I'm gone. Anyway, I can't blame her for being upset. I sold the place when she was on holiday because I knew she'd say no. She'd say, oh, we don't know anyone in Dubai. It's too risky. But let me tell you something. Unless you take some risk, you'll get nowhere. So the fact is you've already taken risks to get into Dubai real estate, right? So this is a good thing. So you don't need to stand up here telling me about your pain. But I'm guessing some of you had some pain in your childhood. Maybe you had some pain in your adulthood, maybe relationship, maybe medical. We're all feeling stuff, all right? I've got my kid at the moment. He don't want to go rugby. He's stressed out over exams. I'm feeling pain this morning. Every day we're having an argument where I have to raise my voice. I don't feel good. Yeah, I still got to come to work and feel, part of being successful is, getting dressed up and show up every day, yeah, no matter what. You've got a load of shit going on in your life, right? I'm not the only one, am I right? Of course. So to move forward, at the end of pain is success. So whatever pain you're going through, it will subside. I never forget I had a wisdom tooth. Does anyone know what a wisdom tooth is? Right, so actually I should have had it out years ago and I couldn't be bothered because it wasn't affecting me. But once every 6 months, it goes right into your jaw, yeah? And now it was happening every month and I was having 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, popping them like Smarties, like Sweeties. In the end, I had it taken out. You never guess what? I still had the pain a year later. And the tooth was out. I thought, what's going on? But you know what? Sooner or later, that pain gives way. And something else takes over, Something else, either mental or physical pain takes over. So maybe you're going through a bit of pain with the leads. Maybe they haven't been good, whatever. Maybe your manager's no good, I don't know. Maybe you haven't been working that hard. But I'm here today to give you some information that hopefully now will tick you over the edge. So about qualifying the lead. I don't want to go through that now. The 5 areas. Then when you get on a meeting with a client, a meeting with a potential client, it's not about having the gift of the gab, actually. You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. It's about asking intelligent questions. Intelligent question. Okay? So I just want you to have a think. And by the way, there is a very big reason, right, that I mean, look, technology's great, right? But sometimes it's not so great, right? You only retain 10% of the information that you hear, correct? How many times have I spoken in these meetings and someone says, oh, I forgot what you said or I missed it, right? Unless you write things down. Do you remember years ago you were writing your lines? If you were a naughty boy or girl, they'd say write your lines out and you remember it. So when I'm remembering a script, I used to write it out 3 times. Okay, write it out 3 times. Then say it out loud 3 times and then try and do that. Put a script behind my back. Because we can teach skill, but motivation's on you. So my job is to teach you the skill. If you don't make the calls, if you don't learn the script, guess what? That's behaviour. All right? If you want to be just the 80% of Dubai real estate agents, driving a rental car. Let's be honest about it, lots of people do. Living in rented accommodation. Going to Centre Point shopping. There's nothing wrong with Centre Point shopping. I go there for pants now and again. Right? But I'm saying to you, if you want the best things in life, then you're going to need to make yourself uncomfortable. And the sad fact is, most people aren't prepared to learn what it says. You know, tell me you're not interested. Just say to me you're a client, you're not interested. Right. So what's the first two words I'm going to say? Thank you. At least we're listening, right? I understand you're not interested. But let me ask you a question. The next time you're thinking about investing in Dubai real estate, can my name be top of the list? Sound fair enough? So how do I know this without looking at the script? How do I know it? Because I've done role play. I've practiced rehearse. So any information that you get, you should want to make notes, right? Now, I just heard a little story yesterday, right? And it really made me laugh. Where at all possible, make notes, all right? You know, we've got this, where she's gone past it. Lena, there's a new girl called Lena, right? Lena. Never sold real estate before. She's done 24 million. MJ was telling me yesterday, I was in his office, and she said, you know what? She did 9 pages of notes. And she kept coming back and she was going, no. So it just proves it works. She never no real estate experience. 24 million she sold. So get used to making notes, whatever you do. Right? Because you can't remember information. What did I just say? Okay, I'm not interested. Repeat to me what I just said to you. I'm not picking on you. It doesn't matter if you don't know it, don't worry.
On the top of your list.
Yeah, nice. He got it. 90% there. Round of applause. So basically, he got it. I understand you're not interested. Repeat the words they said. So if they say they're not interested, you say, I understand you're not interested, but let me ask you a question. The next time you're thinking about investing in Dubai real estate, can my name be top of the list? What will they say to that? They will say, yeah, no problem. I never had anyone say, no, I'm not going to.
Do they mean it? Do they mean it?
Of course, no one means shit. If a buyer says he wants to think about it, does he mean it? No. Does a buyer think all buyers are liars? Of course not. But here's the point. Then when you're advanced, I give you the second bit. Do you know what the second bit is? Okay, so I understand you're not interested, but let me ask you a question. The next time you're thinking about buying Dubai real estate, can my name be the top of the list? Sound fair enough? They will say yes. Say, fantastic. Then I say, he thinks I'm going to let him go. Yeah, because he's going, yeah, he's going to go. I say, but just imagine you are interested to buy real estate. What would you buy? What type of property? Apartment, villa, townhouse? So answer me. You're getting the point. I've just given you a little bit of the solution here. I've given you how to handle the curveball. I understand you're not interested, but let me ask you a question. The next time you're thinking about buying Dubai real estate, can my name be top of the list? Sound fair enough? Bang. He thinks you're going to let him go. He says, yeah. Tell you what I'll do, I'll drop you an email. But in the meantime, let me ask you a question. When you are ready to invest, what would you be investing in? Apartments, villas, town? Okay, great. And what? Yeah, not yet. Yeah, I know, but in the future you might, right?
Might be.
Yeah, it might be. That's fine. So will apartment or villa? Townhouse? What would it be?
See, usually clients, if they tell you they're not interested, I know, like you're trying to get them into a conversation, you're trying to open a conversation with them, even if they're not interested, just like to leave your footprint there. But the next answer will be, I don't have time right now to chit-chat.
Let me tell you something.
Please.
I am going to do some live recordings for you, and I'll ram that down your throat. I do not have that issue because there's so many variants. The next time you're thinking about investing in Dubai real estate, can my name be top of the list? Yeah. Okay, see, if your tonality is slow, you will encounter that problem. You've got to have exactly the right tempo. It's like when you're running a race. Too fast in a marathon, you're going to blow out, right? Too slow, you're at the back. No one ever won a marathon from running at the back, right? It's never been done in history. No one ever started at the back of a marathon and won it. You've got to be in the pack. So 3 things you've got to be when you're on the phone. You've got to be enthusiastic as hell, sharp as a tack, and come across as an expert. That means you've got to have that rebuttal like this. I understand you're not interested, but let me ask you, blah, blah, blah. And he said, yeah, okay, yeah. And sometime in the future, you say, look, before you go, in the future, if you were to be interested, what would you buy? Apartment, townhouse, or villa? He will tell you. Yeah, maybe apartment. No problem at all. No problem at all. And have you got any particular area? No, Roger. Would you be against me sending you some information today? Would you be against it? Exactly. That's an intelligent question. If I say to her, can I send you information?
I have practiced that, and the answer was, when I'm interested, I'll get back to you.
Listen to the words. You never said what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
You never said the line I just said.
Would you be against?
Would you be against?
Yeah, the answer.
Write the name down now. Chris Voss. Chris Voss. VOSS. Do yourself a favour. Start upskilling yourself. Chris Voss, FBI interrogator. What I'm saying is not bullshit. This guy is getting people out of hostage situation for millions of dollars. If he says, oh, are you going to let them people go? What's the two answers going to be? Are you going to let the hostage go? Okay. Instead, he'll say, if I can get some money to you, would you be against letting some of the hostage go? Would you be against it? He got to say no. So this situation, when you get them to say no, means a yes. Can you see? So when you tell me you've done that, you haven't. Because you never use that line in front.
Does it work in texting? Or it's all
Yes, I'll come to that Wednesday. You have to turn up tomorrow. That's another topic. But you get my point. It's intelligent questions, isn't it? Okay, if I say to you, if I say to my wife, can we go, if my wife says to me, can we go shopping at 2 p.m. today? Can we go shopping at 2 p.m. today? Very smart. Congratulations, that man. Give him a round of applause. Okay, if my wife says to me, can we go to the Mall of Emirates shopping, I think with you? No. You know what I mean? She dragged me around all the shops. If she ever said to me, and I won't tell her this information, because this is golden. If she ever said to me, oh, JP, would you be against going to the Mall of Emirates at 2?
She'll never say that to you.
Because she don't know. And I ain't going to tell her. You get it? Because this is dangerous. You don't realise what you've got in your head. You know, you're using about 5% of your brain capacity. That's all you're using. You've got to find out the intelligent word. So would you be against me sending you some information? No one's ever going to say, yeah, I don't want no information sent. No, no. Look at what happened, is it? I do it all the time. So when somebody says they're not interested, I understand you're not interested. But let me ask you a question. The next time you're thinking about it, can my name be top of the list? They say, sure. Yeah, I say, I appreciate your loyalty. I add a bit in. I appreciate your loyalty, putting my name to the top of the list. But let me ask you a question. Would you be against me sending you some information now? Would you be against it? Every cold call you can send information. Every lead you can. You're just not saying it the right way. You're saying, oh, he's not interested. But instead of dealing with it the way I dealt with it and say, would you be against me sending information? No one's going to say, yeah, I'm against it. Never ever happened. And I'm doing some calling this week on old leads that are as old as the hills. And I'm recording them and put them all on the screen for you one Wednesday. So you can shoot me down and you'll see exactly how I'm dealing with these people. All right?
I done something similar to this one, but it's called like broadcast list. So you're not interested. Maybe in the future when you were interested in something, shall I put your name on my broadcast? Please save my
Yes, yeah. Yes.
Keep you updated.
Yeah, you say that. You say that. It's just how you handle the not interested. I understand you're not interested, but come on, number top of this. In the meantime, can I put you on my broadcast list? In the meantime, would you be against me putting you on my broadcast list, my newsletter list? Would you be against that? Would you be, you see? It's so many words. So just remember, did you all write that down? Would you be against?
Already written down in the previous.
Let's see. Okay, next slide. Move on. 15 minutes to go. Okay. Now, this is advanced selling techniques. Okay, so when you do meet a client or you're on a Zoom call, look, if you go to the gym today and you're me, I'm a bit overweight. All right, let's be frank about it. I'm in a bit of pain. Do you know why I'm in pain? I don't like going to the swimming pool because I used to have a six-pack age 49 and I'm 57 now. That's me. So all my clothes are too tight. So I'm in pain. I feel embarrassed. I'm spreading my heart to you. Right? I'm in pain. So if a personal trainer hit me with a call tonight at the right time and said, the meal plan, you know, would you be against me sending you a training plan? let's meet tomorrow. I would do it. I'm in pain, but I haven't found a good enough salesman yet. Contact me in the gym. You get it? So, when I walk in the gym today, what is the first thing he will do with me, a personal trainer? Who's had a personal trainer? Or who knows what a personal trainer does? What's the first thing he'll do with me? No, forget about the warm-up. Before the warm-up, this is very important. Because the warm-up is like you're selling to a client without what? No. If a criminal's in jail, if he's been caught by the police, what do the police start doing? Investigation. What do they do? Questions. Intelligent questions. Where were you last night? What time did you leave? Why did you go there? How? How did you get there? Who was with you? These are very famous open questions. Why, who, where, when, which, what, and how? How did you get here today? How did you get here today? You're too slow in answering. I said, which form of transport did you use today to get to work? I was looking at her, not you. See what I mean? Okay. What time did you leave for work today? When will you leave today? When will you leave? When?
What time do you?
6. See? You cannot answer these questions with a yes or a no, can you? That's the point I'm giving you. Do you like going to the cinema? It's a yes or a no.
Yeah.
If I said to you, when you go to the cinema, which films do you like? You've got to get good at these open questions, guys. You've got to start extracting stuff from them. You've got to think you're FBI. Because only when you know their full situation can you do what? Okay, so the PT's got me. The first thing he's going to do is weigh me, right? Oh, shit! 100 kilo. Oh, now he's got me panicking, right? What am I feeling when he weighs me? By the way, I'm 5'6", 169 centimetres. What's my ideal weight? 69 kilo, just to put you straight when I was playing football. Permissible, I maybe get up to 80, 79. I'm about 100 at the moment. So when he gets me on them scales, what am I feeling? Pain. Because there's going to be pain in the gym, isn't there, to get back to what I was. There's going to be pain in my diet. So you've got to find your client's pain. Remember that?
Yes.
Right? Pain. You've got to find their pain. Agreed? Because if he says, yeah, I just said, I had a look at some information, send me some information on an apartment. Okay, you know the thing, investor, end user, type of unit, how many bedrooms, location, what's your budget? But you haven't dealt with any pain yet, have you? You've collected some information to send him you want to find out his current situation. Would you like me to show you how? Oh. Right. Now this is going to take some practice and role play. But if you're serious, now, why do you go to the gym?
Get fit.
I'm looking at him, you're answering. To get fit. Okay. Why? Why do you come to Provident Real Estate?
Money.
To make money. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but you can make money anywhere. Why Provident?
Professional.
Okay. See what I mean? I'm really getting into the why here. Why is such a big word? Why anyone does. So why are you thinking of investing in Dubai real estate? Why are you thinking? Now, most brokers will stop here. They may not even ask this question. Why are you thinking in investing in Dubai real estate when you could just leave the money in the bank, which gives you security on your money? Why don't you just leave the money in the bank? You're a client. Okay, move on. Why don't you just why don't you leave the money in the bank?
It will not be the same. You have inflation, your money is devaluing, and here in real estate it's growing. It will not be the same if it's laying on your bank account while it's in a real estate.
Good girl. Now, whatever you say is bullshit. That's what the client thinks, yeah? Because they've seen the Wolf on Wall Street, yeah? They've seen this slippery, I know him, yeah. He trying to sell to me, she trying to sell to me. What they say they believe, what they see they believe. You get it? So you always want to do this, 2 ears, 1 mouth. So, what are you thinking of? Why are you thinking of investing in Dubai real estate when you could just leave it in the bank? He will say, my money eroding. She just made the answer. A half intelligent person will say, what interest rate are they getting leaving it in the bank? Someone, please, out of you lot, just Google now, interest rate on savings account, MBD. Can you do that for us whilst they're talking away? I want to know the interest rate left the money in the bank. Please, just someone give me an intelligent thing. So you're saying to me, I could put 1 million dirhams and get 5% return in a checking account. BS, right? This is why we're having these training sessions. Have you found it out yet, mate?
4%.
How much?
2%.
Up to 2%. Up to 2%. It's 0%. If you whack in 1 million dirhams, you might get 2. The banks want to make money, right? You've got to do your research on this. Money in the bank is 0. You're losing. Why are we losing?
It's crazy.
Inflation. What is inflation, sir? What is inflation? Okay, the inflation is the cost of goods and services. Everything goes up. Milk, sugar, properties, you know, everything. Petrol, does it go up or down? It goes up, doesn't it? Everything goes up in life. Everything. Right? That's called inflation. So you asked him, which bank gives you security on your money? He will say, well, actually, it doesn't give me a lot of security. I'm not making any money. Because if they say it, they believe it. Please write this sentence down. I'll give you a pen and paper. Please write this first sentence down. Thank you. Why are you thinking of investing in Dubai real estate when you could just leave it in the bank, which gives you security on your money? I mean, it's a natural question, right? Why are you thinking about investing in Dubai real estate when you could just leave it in the bank, which gives you security on your money? I mean, why bother investing? But you need to ask these questions to your clients. Why? Why? Because you want them to feel pain. You want them to know they're getting 0% on their savings, right? 0 to 2%. What's the return on Dubai property? Give me an idea, Mary. Yeah, it could be 7 to 8. I would say it's 4 to 6 in non-prime areas, middle of the desert. 7 to 10 in prime. Airbnb could be 11 to 17%, right? Airbnb, short term, 3 days to 3 months. So that's why we want to find out how much he's getting on his money. Because some of these clients have got a lot of money just sitting in their account, right? Why do they leave it in their account? Because they feel security. When was the last time a bank was robbed in the UAE? Until tonight, that is. Who's joining me? We'd have a good chance of pulling it off, right? Because it's never been done before. No, you get the point. People leave their money in the bank because they're lazy and they go, do you know what, it's there. It's our job to disturb them and say, okay. And get them to answer. Why are you still leaving the money in the bank, you know? Why you want to invest in the real estate? Or why don't you just leave it in the bank? And they will come out and say, oh, the interest rate not good. I'm not making any real money, and they're not. They're not making 10, 15%. They're not making 30, 50% ROI, are they, in 3 years? Otherwise, everyone would leave it in the bank, right? So you can talk like this. This is just a framework. Has everyone written this down? Okay, because information is power. But only when you use it. That's why I'm making you do it, write it down. Go back later and write this in your diary. Then come up to me and say, JP, I know the 3 qualifying questions. You will be a top closer. Because if you say this on a meeting, who is in control? You. You're FBI, right? You want to know where his money is in a nice way. You've got to say it nicely. You've got to ask him, why are you thinking investing in Dubai real estate when you could just leave it in the bank, which gives you security on your money?
Here you can know if his mortgage or cash buyer risk is.
Yeah, anything. He'll come out and say, you want them to spill the beans. But unless you use these words, he won't. If you just do the normal broker thing, are you investor, end user? Investor. What type property type? Apartment. How many bedrooms? Location. What's your budget? Okay, you found out how to qualify a lead. Oh, gee whiz, well done you. But this is where the real selling gets in, yeah? You've got to disturb them. What are they doing with the money already? All right? Okay, so the next question is, what is your current return on investment where your money is right now? And how much more are you expecting? Why do we ask this question? Number 2, why do we ask it? What is your current return? Why do we ask him that?
If he invested already, he has a
Yeah, you want to find out. He might say, well, actually, I've got a property in Miami and I'm getting about 6%. And say, oh, that's good. How would you feel about 11 to 17%? Would that make you happy? How would you feel about that if I give you some options that give you 8% return over the next 10 years? Arada, commercial units, boom. Guaranteed, 8% return. Guaranteed, yes, sir.
One client told me that he's making up to 20%.
Lovely, lovely. What, in property?
Yes,
Lovely, send me the details. I'll buy as well.
Maybe he.
No, let's all buy in there.
When the prices were low and now the rents are high, so you don't know.
currency is getting low. He's
Listen,
getting more
all buyers are what?
buyers.
Yeah, I earn 50% a year. Okay. Tell me the names of the property, actually. Have you got the details? I'll invest there as well. Okay. Is 8% guaranteed for 10 years with Sharjah? Guaranteed? Yes, you know Arada. They're selling office blocks there. 8% guaranteed for 10 years. Arada's a big brand, right? Or not? Or they Bob the Builder? Okay, they're a good brand, right? Okay, maybe you didn't know that. It's 8% guaranteed for 10 years office blocks. Okay, you need to learn more about Arada. What is your current investment? Now, they might say, oh, if they live in London, do you know what they'll say? 3%, 4%. They're not making a lot in London because the prices are so high, right? Even double they are what they are in Dubai. You know that. I don't know if you know this, yeah? They're up to double in some situations. Okay. And how much more are you expecting? Write it down. Okay, you write the second one. Because why are we asking what their expectations are? Look, you come to the gym and see me. Okay, look, we can help you get fit. What's your expectations? What are you looking to do?
In 2 weeks.
No, what's your expectation? Oh, you're looking to get fit in 2 weeks, can't be done. But get 90 days, if you can give me 90 to 180 days, maybe I can get you fit. Maybe I can get you a six-pack in 6 months. Sound fair enough? Okay, but you've got to manage. See, you want to find out what their expectations are. Oh, I want 20% a month. You know, I want 20% a year. Okay. I mean, I'd like to say we can do that, but unfortunately, in most countries, you can't get guaranteed 20%, right? So you always get someone comes out with this. What is the S&P 500?
The most 500 top companies in the world.
Okay, you need to do some research, financial research. The S&P 500 stands for the Standard & Poor's. Okay, stock market. It's a barometer of the top 500 companies in the US. Agreed? Agreed. It started in 1926. What is the average return since then? 10.29%. I've answered it for you. So when anyone comes out with this big claim, the stock market's about 10%, the S&P 500, since time begun. Some years it's 20, some years it's 5, you know, but over time, it's 10%. Okay, so what is your current return on investment, where your money is right now, and how much are you expecting? So you want to ask them, what sort of returns are you getting at the moment? And what's your expectations of me? What are you expecting from us? Write it down. These are really good fact-finding questions. Last one. How do you feel about your current investment performance? And ultimately, who is responsible for improving upon it?
Do you have real estate agent, basically? Right?
Answer the question. Who is responsible for the performance of your investments, ultimately? No.
It's him.
You!
Yeah.
If you've got a shit broker, fire him. Yeah? The point is, you're all responsible for your own actions, right? You can all say, oh, I bought a duff car. Maybe you didn't do the due diligence. Yeah, maybe you bought a car without a guarantee, more for you. You are responsible for purchasing the car. You are making the decisions for your investments, are you not? Yeah. You can spread your risk, so you can have some in crypto, some in stocks and shares, and some in property. This is what they call a balanced portfolio. All right? So if he says he's got no properties and he says, oh, he's full of stocks, okay, tell me what happens, what type of stocks have you got? Individual stocks or funds of funds? Tell me the difference. What's the difference? Again, how can we close high net worth people if we're not talking about world finances? Because you want to become an expert. Doesn't mean you have to become an expert in the stock market, but you should know an individual stock. Who wants to give me an answer? Tell me what an individual stock is. Tell me the name of an individual stock, please. Just answer. Apple, Tesla. Can Tesla go to zero? I'm going to boot you right out the window. Of course it can. It's an individual stock. Companies go bust all the time. Of course it can go to zero. No? You don't think it can go to any company can go to zero? What happens at the moment if, what's his name? Elon Musk, he gets accused of fraud. Woof! If he gets accused of fraud, what's the price going to be? We go like that, it's going to be zero. Any actions he takes could have serious consequences, right? He says he hasn't got a 5-year plan. So he turns up for an annual meeting, he says he hasn't got a 5-year plan. He doesn't know what truck he's doing next. All of a sudden he's turned into an alcoholic. Elon Musk is Tesla, right? He's the front man. Okay, so we agreed that any individual stock, Provident can go bust, I hope it don't. But many companies can, right? Okay, you got that clear. Individual stocks can go to zero. Funds of funds, like the S&P 500, you can invest in the S&P 500, which is 500 companies, and say you invest $100 a month. They call that a fund of a fund. Okay, so you're spreading your risk. That is less likely to go to zero, because not all of 500 will go to zero, will they? But you won't earn 10,000% like you would in Tesla. That's the gamble. In Tesla, you can invest $1 and guess what? It's worth 100,000. But if you invest in the funds of funds, you'll probably make 10%. Okay, now we got that clear. Okay, so what can property go to? What can property go to? Thank you. It can never go to zero. Because what are three things people need in life? Food, water, shelter. Done. Food, water, shelter. How long can you live with no food? How long? If you don't know, I wouldn't get stuck on a desert island with him because he don't know. 30 days. 30 days no food. How long can you live with no water? 3 days. So what you go looking for first? Water. Because you're not going to survive if you go past 3 days. Could be less than that in this country. Could be 48 hours. This is roughly, right? In 2009, the great crash of Dubai, how much did the properties reduce by? 60%. Yeah, maybe 60%, some of them, 40. They never went to zero. So when you're speaking to people on your meeting, you explain this to them. Okay, it's okay having a diverse portfolio. How do you feel about your current investment performance? Now, if he says he invests in the S&P 500, and maybe he's had a bad year, he's made 7%. So, okay. So you make a note of that. Make your note, 7%. Ultimately, who's responsible for improving it? Oh, me. I'm responsible. Why do you want him to say him? Why do we want him to say he's responsible? Who's responsible for my family's welfare? No, it's Provident, lower. No. If I don't turn up to work, I don't get paid, right? Who's responsible for your sales? Who is responsible for your sales? No, but it's the leads, right? No, it's the marketing. Yeah. And do you know what they call that? What's this? The valley of excuses. Big valley with all the leads are crap. The manager's crap. SIM card don't work. too far to get to the office, parking's only for a couple of hours. That's the valley of excuses, guys. Don't fall into that valley. Okay, if we wrote the last one down, how do you feel about your current investment performance and ultimately who is responsible? Have you noticed each question includes all of these words or not? So if you've got a question better than this, just use it. But bear in mind, you should have questions that include this, that are thought-provoking, that disturb them. Because if their money is in a checking account, a normal bank account, and many people do have it in there, regular people, they don't have it in like flashy bonds or stocks and shares. They may have 100, 200,000 US dollars just sitting there. And guess what? He was about to pull the trigger one year, and guess what happened last November? What happened last November? Gaza, Israel, boom. Oh yeah, I'll wait until it finishes. Good luck with that, it's still going on. Right, I remember clients, there was a 68% fall in the market for that month alone. But people forgot. They stopped showing it on the television. When was the last time you see an advert about the Ukraine and Russian war? Conflict, when was the last time? Do you remember the first month? Every day, second month, third month. I mean, is the conflict still going on?
Yeah.
Okay, so why isn't it on the television? People forget about it, they move on to something else. So, when a client says he wants to think about it, maybe he said that to the other broker last year, but guess what? He didn't meet a closer. And only 20% of real estate agents bother putting this effort in. They bother writing the scripts down. You won't get it all right, but I promise you, you write this down. Look, who's religious here? Anyone religious? Okay, so if you're religious, you're reading the Quran daily. If you're Christian, you're meant to read the Bible daily, right? Because it's a ritual, right? Yet when we get into real estate, we expect to wing it. We don't want to learn this shit. We just turn up for the meeting and say, you want to buy Shoba? No? Okay, I'll leave it. No, anyone can sell that. My 12-year-old kid can sell Shoba. If someone inquires today, right, Shoba, 2 beds, 2 million budget, I'll give that to my son. I'll say, call it, see if they want to meet you down the sales centre, son. And I'll pass that to Adana in Shoba. I'll say, give him some information and close him. But how many leads are like that? Very few, yeah? If you want to make it in sales, you've got to work in the grey area. What's the grey area? It's the area where the client says to you, I'm not interested at the moment. That's the grey area. You've got to keep following up with these people. You'll get a hunch on the phone. I'm not interested at the moment, I just buried my father. Is that a genuine reason? Yes. I'm not interested at the moment, I want to see what the elections turn out today. Get on your phone to all your US clients, say, how do you feel about who won the election? Just ask. Full parade, how do you feel about who won? Is it good for you, bad for you? Tell me. Oh, it's good for you, great. Okay. Does it make sense to meet together on Zoom? As I've got a new project, I'd like your opinion on it. That's what we're going to cover tomorrow, how to do a follow-up, by the way. All right? So, bother learning this, guys, to be the best of the best. If you don't, if you didn't take notes today, that's okay. It's okay, do it your own way. And if your own way works and you're selling 100K a month, you fucking never need to speak to me, do you? You don't need to come to Wednesday Winners. You don't even need to come to the office. That's if you're grossing 100K a month, which you should be. Now, many brokers aren't. There is a reason why some people close and they don't. Everyone's got their own way. So I'm just giving you some powerful real estate openers where you can provoke an answer from your clients, something you can deal with and move forward. But if you don't try it, you'll never know. It will take some time to remember these, all right? But if you just keep doing, are you investor, end user? And the last question is, what's your budget? And you just keep sending brochures out, you won't sell, all right? When is the best time to ask these questions? You had a very good question for me the other day. You said to me, yeah, when are we going to get a chance to answer all these questions? You're not. unless you have a meeting with them. Because if it's a cold call or they're not interested, you know, mostly they'll say, I'm busy, call me back, and you get to call them back. You get through the qualifying, the 5 qualifying questions, which is what? 6 there is actually. What's the first question we ask someone? What do you know about Dubai? That's always the first question. What do you know about Dubai, especially if they're international? Yeah? Because you need to know how much work you've got to do with these people. If they say they've never been here, you might have to throw in, you know, MR, iconic building, 820. You've got to give them the full 9 yards, haven't you? All right? Tax-free, they probably don't know that. Virtually no crime. So the first question is, what do you know about Dubai? Second question is, are you investor end user? Okay? Third question, you can change the order of this, I don't care, but you should be getting all of this out. Third question is, what type of unit? Fourth question is, how many bedrooms? Yeah? Fifth question is, location. 6 is what? Budget, which we don't say budget, do we? Say we typically, let me tell you about the pricing, sir. Don't say what's your budget. Let me tell you the pricing. Prices normally start from 1 million to 2 million, which is $250,000 to $500,000 approximately for 1 bed. 2 beds, $500,000 to $750,000. That's for 1 million to 2 million dirhams. 3 million dirhams and above, 750,000 to 1 million US dollars. Which price range suits you best? Now, sometimes you don't even get a chance, as you said, to ask those 5 questions, right? That's why it takes multiple calls. But be sure, if you get on a Zoom meeting, have your crib sheet in front of you. Start saying this every morning as your prayers, your ritual, your provident prayers. These 3. And you see how your business grows when you start having conversations with people like that. Because how many other agents are saying these questions? They're just sending brochures. Oh, thanks for that. There's a brochure. And then they call them a few days later and say, I'm just following up. How did you feel about the brochure? I haven't had time to look at it yet. That's what they'll say, yeah? Oh, call me next week. You call them next week and guess what happens? He never answers. You message them and what happens? Okay, so would you like to know a better way how to follow people up? Would you like to know a better way? Yes or no? Okay, tomorrow, Wednesday winners, we're going to cover how to follow people up, the only thing that you can say on the phone, because the objective is to get a Zoom call or a meeting, right? Are we all agreed with that? And how to deal with someone that's ghosted you. And we'll do a little test tomorrow. I'll give you some lines to send. Everyone will send a message. I bet someone gets a reply. Happy with that? Thank you for this morning. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much.